Hi guys, welcome here from Andrea Unger and Francesco Placci.
Hey, hello.
As usual, we are here to show you how our year has gone in trading. As I mentioned, probably in our end of year ratings, I stopped all my systems right before Christmas. And my intention is to start them again after the first week of January, most probably. This is not a contradiction with automated trading where everything goes on its own with no need of intervention of us traders. It's just a question of common sense because historically this period shows low volumes and the moves in the markets are not really interesting. They don't respond well to all the inputs and the structure to our systems. So it's more or less useless. And in addition to that, it obviously creates some concerns because you know that systems are working and you always want to take a look at how things are going and if everything is okay. So it's better to stay quiet in this period. So I stopped everything. I think Francesco did the same, did he?
I stopped all my system too. Also because I have to go to the mountain, so I prefer to stay.
This is a smart
back.
thing, Vance. That was smart. In any case, I would start and show you the statements of interactive brokers.
Okay, this is my account.
This is yours, yes. It's a poor account, so it cannot be others than yours.
So it hasn't been a very good year in terms of results. I realized almost 14% from January until now, and so the year was quite good in terms of regularity of the equity line. I realized a max drawdown of let's say 5%, but also the performance wasn't as expected, and this is probably due to my error because I stopped developing a new trading system as I used to do the previous years. So we can say that my old trading system are not so in line with the market. At least they haven't been during the 2023. So my intention for the future is to start to developing a new trading system because we know that at least after, let's say, 2 or 3 years, they have some difficulties to stay in line with the market. So this is my main error. And I have to say that it hasn't been a good year also regarding cryptos, because I stopped all my trading system, my intraday trading systems on crypto. They completely stopped working. I think that the market has changed a lot, especially for the intraday, but we can say that swing trading systems continue to perform as normal. Okay, so I actually trading cryptos with a small amount of money, I have to say, with only swing trading system. There is a lot of work to do to reestablish my portfolios, both in futures market and in crypto markets. And I have to say that I had I was lucky because I bought an interesting startup on cryptos. Mint Layer is the name, which is basically a layer 2 of Bitcoin, and this is doing quite interesting performances. But cryptos, especially small cryptos, are so volatile. So we'll see during the 2024. Anyway, it is an interesting.
You can monitor mid-layer performance. If it is 1,000 pair, then you will see Francesco disappearing. He is somewhere on a beach on Hawaii enjoying the sun.
I consider that money already lost because it is a startup. So I know the risks of this kind of investment. But I have to say that the project is very interesting. So we'll see during the next year. Anyway, this are my performances. They are positive, so I can't concern too much, especially because
I want to add something. I mean, from the words of Francesco, it seemed that he was lazy, not doing the right thing, because he complained, my error, my error, my error. Actually, I know he did not develop new systems. He did not focus on systematic trading on the futures this year, but it's due to his concentration, all focused on options development. And you know, probably Francesco loves option trading, and he focused very much on research and development on options this year. And this took all his energy. So, I mean, it's not a question of laziness, it's just a question of focus, which was elsewhere. And I hope in his comeback on futures next year. But in any case, I also believe he found out some interesting stuff he's now testing. And so we will probably see something interesting also on options during the next months.
I hope too. And I have to add that becoming older, my risk aversion is growing. So I try to keep the drawdown under control, and even if I realize a small amount of money with my trading, you know, that's my approach compared to your Andrea that are.
I'm older than you, Franz, and you know, I also try to adapt to my new age and my new mindset, which is more conservative. But okay, I will show you. I try to show you my account now, if I can get hold of this. Here it is. Oh, here we go. And for the first year since we started this this terrible thing of sharing our performance, you can see at last I beat Francesco. I got a performance which is higher than his. I can now retire. I have done my day. And as he also mentioned, also the drawdown figure is obviously worse than his, much worse, close to 15%, 3 times his performance. But I mean, it's not my fault. It's not because I was crazy, just the markets. And you can see that all this drawdown was at the very start of the year. I had a terrible start, and the first month was awful. You can see it went down like a falling knife. I don't know what happened actually, because I can tell you that looking at the metrics of my systems, they all showed to be still okay, and they were, because you see the end of the year. But everything went wrong together. So I was obviously much concerned. I was completely uncomfortable because even in spite of experience of over 20 years with systematic trading, when periods like this happen, I don't feel well. This is clear. Emotions are out of the markets to a certain limit. But when things go really wrong, you obviously start thinking that something is causing the pain, and you try to find a solution. I didn't find a solution because I just left things as they were, because I didn't see a reason to change things. And it was the right decision, because you can see that after the first bad period, there was a small recovery right here, and then again down, which was even worse than the first period, because when you see the recovery, you start hoping, and then it went down again, and that was painful, believe me. But at last, things turned out to get on the right track, and you can see that the rest of the year, apart from some trouble in autumn, early autumn, things went well. What to mention to this performance? I got 2 positive surprises or feedback from the year. One is on crude oil. My crude oil systems, which had been sucking for years now, started to perform well again. I can tell you that in the last years, especially the intraday systems were really performing poorly on crude oil. This year was a nice year, and the systems that were put at work, chosen from my software Titan, they showed to be in line with the market move. So the market went back to move in the way that responded so well to my systems. And An interesting part of the performance you see here was taken from crude oil, which is fine. I'm happy and I hope this continues. On the other hand, the second surprise or positive feedback comes from mini Nasdaq. You say, okay, mini Nasdaq is not nothing new. It is, because even if you think probably that mini Nasdaq is explosive, it's everything, starting from 2001 most probably, or even earlier, 98 or so, I can tell you that mini Nasdaq was not really trend following in the way we intend trend following. Breakout, trend, profit target, or whatever. No, mini Nasdaq was sort of mean reverting, not mean reverting as mini S&P, for example, but it was still trying to go up and down. So there were systems which worked on reversion of the moves, which worked well. And in the last 2 years, mini Nasdaq started to be really strong in breakout moves, trend following after a breakout, like explosive moves leading to interesting profits. And most of the performance you can see here, together with Crude Oil, comes from mini Nasdaq and the set of systems I have on breakout. I believe also Francesco noticed it, not from his personal trading, but from the submissions we got from the students who excelled in the trader of the month and the strategy of the month. Is it right?
Yeah, that's correct. Many students realized very interesting performances due to the mini Nasdaq. Also, they won the competition, you know, because of especially mini Nasdaq and crude oil.
So, I mean, this is interesting on two sides. We get two interesting markets, very liquid markets. So there's room for everybody. Both have a micro version, so also smaller capitalized traders can participate. The interesting message from this is that diversification is still the king and the solution, because you need to have everything ready. We don't know in advance what comes next. We don't know if 2024 will be the year for Nasdaq again, or for crude oil, or for, I don't know, lead hogs, for example. But if we have the systems ready to boost, we are on the right place. And this is probably the right message, because I can tell you, I'm expecting a return on the DAX future, because DAX has been really poor this year. I have many systems on DAX, and they all perform poorly, and a lot of money was given back by DAX. But they are there. They are there. They have been good for years. I expect them to return on the right track. I hope soon. They are there. They are part there, waiting to be chosen, and from either, not from me, from my personal decision, and then to perform again. So it's important to have the right stuff there to be ready to start, in my opinion. And this is what I intend with diversification. To be in the right place at the right time, and to be there, you need the right thing, the right systems developed on the right market. I don't know if you noticed the same, and if also you noticed that DAX was performing poorly in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I have to say that I never been a big fan of DAX future, as opposite to you as.
Yeah, I made it. I was trading DAX already in the 2008 competition, which I won, and so I'm a fan of DAX. But DAX gave me great satisfaction throughout the years, not in 2023. And I can tell you that I saw also other systems from some friends who were completely gone during 2023. So again, I expect it to return, for DAX is too important to be killed, let's say. But I will also focus on DAX, trying to develop something new, see if I find some new patterns in this market.
I used to trade the small brother of DAX, the FTSE Mid future in the past, but it's not the
Italian future.
Italian future.
I also traded that in the 2008 competition. They were correlated somehow, because they, as the little brother, he said, they moved together more or less. Different shapes. The Italian future is less liquid, so the moves are sometimes more explosive because there are less volumes to keep things in place, so you can find more moves, but I don't trade it any longer now because the data provider I use does not supply that market. I have other stuff to focus on, so it's not a problem in this case.
Me too.
So in any case, I didn't trade cryptos. Listening to France, it was not a wrong decision because we are waiting for them to regularize a little bit. And this is it. As said, this is the first year you can check the past videos where my performance is higher than Francesco's. I'm happy. This is my purpose. This is my scope. This is the reason of my life. And I can just tell you, we meet again, hopefully with even better performance in 12 months from now. And I wish you trading the best year possible, 2024, and wish to see you in 12 months with happy faces and happy smiles on our faces again. Ciao from Andrea Unger and from Francesco Placci.